Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
He has time.
He's got him. Side touch is there. Leaping grab. Touchdown. Touchdown.
To perfection, expect nothing else. Do you like to make yourself a hot cup of coffee to start your day? We have both whole bean and grounded. Also great for all you iced coffee if not a hot kind of person. Even make yourself a frappe to quench your thirst. The best tasting coffee with espresso. It's only $18.99 plus taxes for a 12-ounce bag. Buy 1 to 5 bags and shipping is only $7. If you spend over $100, shipping is absolutely free.
Good morning. It's Ken and Ken in the morning, and it's week 7. Couple items from the bonanza that started yesterday with Devontae Adams trade. Another wide receiver was traded yesterday. Amari Cooper is now a Buffalo Bill. That happened yesterday. Morning, Yoli. So the Bills pick up another receiving threat, which you would figure could only help them. But since Amari left Dallas, I mean, he was good in Vegas. He was pretty decent in Dallas, but terrible in Cleveland. So does a change of scenery maybe, bring him a little bit more back to life?
I was going to say, now that he doesn't have Deshaun Watson throwing him the ball, maybe he's a little more bought in and it helps bring that up. But he's been kind of up and down most of his career. He'll have some really good seasons, but he's put out a few piss poor ones too.
So Amari goes for a 3rd-round pick. That's what they got for Amari. Boy, Keenan Allen for a 4th rounder is looking a lot better these days, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shit, Amari's pretty up there in age too.
What is he, 31? 32, something like that? He's still nice, though, for being that. That's not even old, really. But in football terms, it is.
How are we going to say in football terms, it most certainly is.
I'm like, I'm almost 32.
Hey, Ken, we got to let people know. Hey, everyone out there, Dom is available for trade. He's getting up there in age. He is available for trade. We are accepting offers for Dom. But
A bucket of chicken. I'll go for a bucket of chicken.
It's got to be Popeye's chicken, though.
It don't matter to me as long as it's good.
Hey, I'm not giving you up for nothing.
hey, I like that. So I respect you, Ken.
So we've got Amari now. So we've had 2 receivers swapped. Of course, yesterday we talked about Devontae going back to his buddy, to Rodgers.
His dad.
Then the Vikings made a trade. They acquired Cam Akers, running back. Another guy who's a little bit older, right? They get Cam Akers yesterday from the Texans.
Doesn't he have injury history though? Cam Akers, isn't that why the Rams let him go?
Yeah,
he does. And let me see what the I didn't see what the.
I don't know how he's been recently, so
He sucks.
I'm gonna go with that. He sucks.
Here's the trade. Wow. Okay. Minnesota gets Cam Akers in return for a 2026 conditional 6th-round pick, and it receives back as well a 2026 conditional 7th-round pick.
We have a Woody.
What's up?
Hey, Twitter.
Cam Akers is now RB2 in Minnesota after the trade. Now, I saw the rumor yesterday about Aaron Jones to the IR. He's not been moved to the IR. But I'm not surprised that there's a rumor about that because, they had the bye week. So let's see what happens this week.
Yeah, with the injury history that Jones has, even if he doesn't end up on IR, it's always good to have a backup plan behind him.
Like, I'm gonna give you this 16.
Oh, the Bears made a move yesterday as well. We signed a long snapper. I don't know why. We already had the most historic long snapper in NFL history.
Oh, here we go.
Cole Kmet is the only long snapper in NFL history to score 2 touchdowns and a half in football. Just saying. Yeah,
Did he report himself eligible?
And speaking of special team stuff, Green Bay has finally ended the Narvison experiment and signed Brandon McManus. So hopefully, hey,
he's
every game.
He went to high school about 20 minutes from me, Brian McManus. He went to North Penn in Pennsylvania.
Oh no shit!
That's
dope.
Everyone went to high school about 20 minutes from Woody, by the way.
I know. Saquon Barkley's 10 minutes from me. So let's stop exaggerating.
He's like, get it right, buddy.
Let's go, asshole. The fucking
Brent,
light screen.
Brent, Brent goes, I love it. I love posts like Brent. Brent goes, only Lions can fall in power rankings and demolish Dallas. Probably because we lost touch. See, he answered his own question.
Yo.
Damn. That's true.
That's going to be a hell of an injury for them to overcome.
So they are going to be highly active in the defensive end market in the trade deadline.
Welcome, Max Crosby.
Max Crosby is no bueno. Mr. Davis, and the other new owner officially of the Raiders, Mr. Tom Brady, have all said Max is going nowhere.
I request a trade.
Oh, we requested it.
Max has not requested a trade either. So
I'm requesting a trade.
Well, who are we going to trade you to? We're already trying to trade Dom, and he's younger than you.
I ain't getting no hits.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Yeah.
A bucket of chicken. Come on.
Maybe we can package Woody and Dom together.
No, I want to be on Dorn's team.
So Yoli's question: who do the Bears play next? Well, that's the other part of NFL news from yesterday. The Bears.
Yeah, we can't lose.
The Bears Commanders game in Week 8, which is our next game, has been flexed. So my wife comes in the room with, I just got a notification our tickets, they moved the game. I'm like, huh? I'm like, my first thought was, did they go to Sunday Night Football? I said, oh, no, it's going to be the NFL game of the week. It's the 4:30 slot. I'm like, or 3:30 slot. It's like, oh, nice. So they moved the Bears to the NFL game of the week on Fox. Go figure that was going to happen. With the two rookie quarterbacks. So that game got flexed as well yesterday. We have the bye week this week, Yoli, so we get to watch y'all win, lose, and draw. So yeah, that happened yesterday as well. There were a couple other minor things. But now it's funny. This Devontae Adams trade is spark plugged. Been a spark. This whole trade frenzy idea. We've got roughly 20 days. 20 days. Wow, until the election / trade deadline. The election is November 5th, right? That's also the trade deadline. Yeah, it's also the trade deadline. So election day is also the trade deadline. That's good for us. We don't have to watch the news. We can just watch, Fox Sports and everything else. Forget the election. We want to know about the trades.
Hey, good morning there, JB. We're all feeling a little yellow. We figured we'd join you in your Homer Simpsoning.
Oh.
Also, Jerry Jones says they do not expect to be active during the trade deadline period. So I know we had mentioned that a little bit yesterday, but Jerry Jones does not expect the Dallas Cowboys to be active.
Yeah, I don't really see them being active as buyers or even sellers.
Too bad they need a fucking receiver bad. If it's not CD, they don't have shit. What, Ferguson? They're in trouble.
Well, the problem for them is would we say their season's written off as far as the playoffs are concerned? I mean, if the Cowboys aren't going to make the playoffs, why would you make a trade unless it's a guy you can keep for next year as well?
Yeah, that's why I don't see them making any type of trade here. They're not adding anybody or getting rid of anybody besides at the end of the year getting rid of the coaching staff.
No, there is a paradigm shift.
Mike McCarthy's done.
I mean, there is a paradigm shift in trade deadline trades, though, because the Bears kind of broke the paradigm. When Foles came aboard, he started trading guys at the deadline for long term, not for that season. Right? I mean, the first one was Mapletron, and we all know what happened to him. He ended up being a bust everywhere he went after the Bears too. But then he did the same thing with Montez Sweat, right? He knew the Bears weren't going to make the playoffs last year, but he knew he could get them now, and then sign them, and that's what he did. So I don't, to Woody's point, they need a receiver. If D-Hop is available, which D-Hop may be available, it looks like, just not today, but maybe after this week or next week. If D-Hop is available coming in the trade deadline and you're Dallas, and you can control D-Hop for the remainder of this season and next season, right?
I'm not
so fast. Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. Let me tell you, if I was Jerry Jones and I had D-Hop, knowing I'm not going to make the fucking playoffs this year, which Dallas is in trouble, even though with their defense, even with Micah Parsons and Lawrence in there, look what the New Orleans did in week 1. They fucking hammered them at home. So to go out and get D-Hop's one of those players like that. Like if I'm making the playoffs, I'm one player away. And I might get D-Hop. I wouldn't sign D-Hop. No fucking way. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Woody, I fucking wholeheartedly agree with you.
I just brought it up because Woody said they need a receiver, so that's how they can get a receiver to fix their needs for next year. That's all. I mean,
or I'd be just drafting receivers in the fucking draft. That's what I would be doing. I'd be playing for next year.
But there's a paradigm shift, though, that the Bears have kind of played with a little bit, and that is you get a guy at the trade deadline, not necessarily for this year, but for next year and beyond. So, teams that might, in the past, have sold, might not sell, or might actually buy. Because when the Bears, in the trade deadline the last few years, they've been buyers, not sellers. Right? The Bears.
Oh, let's give Dallas Keenan Allen and we'll get Zach Martin. Hey, even trade. Let's fucking go.
That's not an even trade.
I think they're going to resign.
Shut up.
Fucking, you said even, bro. Don't lie. That's not
Robert,
even.
please. Hey, Robert, I don't talk to anybody that I don't see the fucking picture. All I see is that ugly fucking G on your
Enjoy it.
screen, pal. Pop the screen on.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, enjoy this, okay? And these fucking, I'm sorry, I'm sorry that I'm a little bit flustered, but these fucking drivers in Pennsylvania just are terrible. When the light is green, it means go, and yellow means speed up. So what the fuck? All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yellow means
No,
speed up.
They
I like
want
how
a
he does
different
that.
shade of green.
Good God. Good God. My God. My God. But yeah, I don't know what the Bears are going to do at if they're going to do anything on the trade deadline. You know, maybe I don't know. Maybe the only thing we need is maybe. I mean, our offensive line, believe it or not, is coming along. As
It's
if
playing
anybody
better.
believes me,
Yeah, it's
playing a
definitely
lot
playing
better.
You don't
And
even
I'm
sound
kind
like
of.
you believe you. You don't even sound like you believe you.
Yeah, I know, but I don't believe you though. But anyway, but I'm starting to come around on Swift. I mean, he was playing great the last two games, and that's what a mediocre offensive line. But you could tell they're coming along. But Swift is he's working out, and I'm sorry, Herbert. We'll see you later. I mean, I hate to say it, but.
Yeah,
What do
I
you
would like
think,
the
Ken?
Bears.
What are you gonna disagree with me about with that saying? Go
No,
ahead,
I
proceed.
actually at this point, I like to see them possibly trade Herbert. I mean, right now he's injury insurance, right? Because
Hmm.
if we're to get hurt, we still got Herbert. But I wouldn't be completely shocked if they
No,
traded him. I wouldn't be completely
absolutely, I wouldn't
devastated.
be shocked.
If the
No.
Bears do anything, I think they may move to get some offensive line guys in the trade deadline. We've got some extra capital to move with. But look if we want to go after Hassan Reddick, we definitely have an extra second round pick. We have an extra second round pick, and I don't worry about the money. The Bulls will make the money work. They always do. But JB, who just came in, his team is going to be trying to get Hassan Reddick too because they just lost touch.
Yeah.
So
I don't
they
see
may
where they do.
overpay.
They have all the money in the world too, Detroit.
Not really. We just re-signed Lee McNeil last night.
Well,
with his
and they
extension.
re-signed Montgomery last
Yeah,
week too.
But JB, would you be surprised with all the Detroit's money if you guys get Riddick?
Yes, because it's not something they do.
All right.
The reason why is Riddick wants a big extension. They already said we're not doing any big splash signings. They came out and said this ever since the injury. We're not doing any big splash signings. We're not making a panic move. What we are going to do is assess what we have after this Sunday. And if we need to make a move, we will. But you know what? The type of trades we've made historically under Brad Holmes is somebody on the second and the third tier of the trade block. So what you're looking at is possibly like Trayvon Walker, who's supposedly on the trade block for the Jags, who you could probably get for a day 2 or a day 3 pick right now because they're selling. You would also probably be looking at Zadarius Smith from the Browns, or the guy that hasn't played a snap for Eagles now that he's healthy and is a valid 4-man front DN, Bryce Huff. Those are the type of guys you'll see Brad Holmes make a move for. He will
What
not
about
make
Yannick
a move for a
Ngakoue?
guy. Yannick Ngakoue is all he is a pass rush specialist. You can coach him off a
Ngakoue is
practice squad.
is signed with Baltimore.
He's a great run stopper. Sign him.
Baltimore
Fucking dork.
Jesus Christ.
Who said he's a great run stopper?
Hold on a second.
Hey.
Hold on a second.
I win.
Hold on a
I win.
second.
Let him talk.
Ngakoue
Go fuck
is
yourself.
signed to the Baltimore Ravens. We said this yesterday. There is no Ngakoue. Unless Baltimore is trading Ngakoue, there is no Ngakoue. He is under
He's on their
contract in
practice
Baltimore.
squad. He's on their practice squad. He can be poached. You don't even have to trade.
He can be poached, but he's right now he's a Baltimore Raven. So
Right. I'm just saying you don't
Yeah.
have to trade for him. All you gotta do is
but
all you gotta do is sign him.
if the Ravens have not brought him up and they need help, what makes you think someone else is going to sign him?
Here, JB, I got a question now. I know you said about Holmes and stuff, what he does with the trades and stuff, but you guys are chasing Minnesota, and you guys want to win now. Don't you think Riddick would help that defense win now?
Yes, but he wants a deal, and that's not somebody Brad Holmes goes for. He has never gone for somebody that was looking for the big extension.
What do you think it's time for a change?
The Lions will never win a Super Bowl.
That's what I was just going to say.
We were 15 minutes away with the worst secondary in the league last year, so you can take that attitude and shove it straight up where the sun don't shine.
Well, we don't want to bring up the past, JB. I could bring up 85. That's the past, dude. You got to play the present. Come on, man. You sound like Dorn.
No, I'm talking about recent history. I ain't talking ancient history. My God, the last time the Bears won a Super Bowl,
you won't do what's
I was
required,
15.
If
You're 15, that old, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I am that old.
If Hassan Reddick is the guy you need to win, right? But
Yep.
you won't do it because it's too big and splashy, well, then you're not going to win.
Yep. Yeah.
Sarah, don't put words in the mouth of every Lions fan when you heard it from a podcaster. I already said they can. Will they is another question. There is a big difference in that statement.
Woo! JB on fire. I like it. Fuck yeah.
So don't say all Lions fans.
Though.
I hate blanket statements.
So the Lions are going to be. The Lions have a big hole to fill, and sure, Brad Holmes goes for a second and third tier guy. Well, then you're going to get second and third tier play, and not first tier play, which is what you just lost. So fine, go ahead, Lions. Go ahead and do that because that's. Oh, hold on, JB. Let me at least finish the sentence before you try and talk over me. For fuck's sake. So
why? If I don't talk over you, I
Oh,
never
you
get
can't get a word in.
I guess. So, I mean, you can go and get second and third tier guys to replace your first tier guy, and then you're going to get second, third tier defensive play. You're not going to do it well. Or, you can break the norm that everyone thinks you are and go get the first tier guy and win games. I mean, that's how the league works. It's pretty formulaic. It's not rocket science, right?
I understand what you're saying.
Top pass rushers in the league. You can't replace.
And I don't give a fuck if you let me rebuttal you. I'll explain what I mean. Jesus fucking Christ! All you do is talk all goddamn show. You don't let anybody speak.
JB, you have a show right after us for an hour where you can lament on all of it. Just saying.
I don't have guests.
I mean,
I don't have guests. when I do have guests, I let them fucking speak.
JB, that's fine. But right now, I'm giving a take, and you can wait. I was almost done with the take.
Wow.
I got ready to say every time I take a breath, I don't care, JB. I go to talk, you say you're not. Whatever.
So,
Goodbye.
So you lose.
Wow.
Wow. Well, they're touchy about it. I mean, I get it. Look, you're going to say the Lions aren't going to spend the money, but the last part I was about to say is if the Lions break the paradigm and go get a top tier guy, then they're going to get right. They got Hassan Reddick out there. There's some rumors that Cleveland might be moving on, might be selling. Who thinks that the Lions, if they really want to win it, won't make the jump? Besides JB, obviously, who's got bad and left.
I would. I mean, like I thought at the beginning of the year it's going to be Green Bay and Detroit fighting for this division. No one in the world. I don't give a fuck who you were. Didn't think Minnesota would be the way they are right now. But now you're chasing them, and you just lost your defensive end for the year. I would definitely, if I was Holmes, do that. That's just me, though. I would
go one step further. I would get Reddick, and I would poach Ngakoue off the Ravens practice squad so that I had some more depth.
You know what you're talking about, Joe. That's what I was just about to say.
Ngakoue is cheap. He's going to cost you maybe $2 or $3 million for the season, maybe $4 million, let's say, and you can get Hassan Reddick. And it makes sense going forward. It even makes sense, even if Hassan Reddick wants like a 3-year deal, like give him a 3-year deal. Then you have Hutch and Hassan Reddick. You got your pass rush,
and they have the money to do it. That's what's strange. So I don't know.
I can see where JB's going with it because it was kind of like how Green Bay had run for years, that we weren't going to go out and get outside talent type of shit. Now, I didn't particularly like that, but if you're sticking to that formula, I guess it makes sense from at least the Green Bay standpoint of that's what the general manager wanted to do. Now, if that's what freaking Holmes wants to do, if he can hit it out of the park with some of those tier 2 guys, awesome. He's going to look great. But if not, he's going to look like Ted Thompson did, that you wasted shit.
Here's the other question I want to pose to you guys. What if Hassan Reddick and his whole contract situation was because it was the Jets? That happened. He doesn't want to be in New York playing for the Jets, so he makes these demands. And if they met his demands, fine, I'll play here. He probably just didn't. What's the possibility of it? I just don't want to be with the Jets. I don't want to be in the AFC even. So what's not to say he couldn't be traded to Detroit? He's like, oh, here's a team that this year now I have a shot at a ring. Next year I have a shot at the ring. And he lessens his demands because it's a happier place for him to go to. That's also a possibility, right? People think, oh, Hassan has these crazy demands. Could it be because he was traded to the Jets and they sucked last year? And they're not really doing that great this year either, let's be honest, right? So could part of Hassan Reddick's demands be, I don't want to be a Jet?
Possibly. Also, I think we should respond to Fred here because he says, why bet the farm this season to completely screw our future and close that window this season? I completely disagree with that take. First of all,
hell yeah.
I don't understand how getting Hassan Reddick closes your window. Like, if anything, it kicks your window back open after losing Hutch. Number 2, like, your window is already what it is. Like, nobody stays good except maybe the Patriots or the fucking Chiefs. Nobody stays good for 5, 6, 7 years in a row, right? Like, so your window is now. So to me, it makes more sense to go fucking all in because you're not guaranteed the playoffs next year. This year, it's looking good. You might as well go all in and try to get that ring.
This year, you're at 66% chance. You have a 66% chance today of making the playoffs. If you get Hassan Reddick, let's say you sign him to a 2-year extension for decent money, you're not giving up the future because now you've got Reddick and Hutch next year.
I think it massively depends on how much Reddick actually wants to go play for Detroit. Because if you give him a whole shit ton of money, once your other guys are coming due, that's going to make it a lot harder to sign them. And that could potentially close the window. I can see that point of the argument. But it all hinders completely on Hassan Reddick and what his demand's going to be. Because if you can get him for any type of cheapish deal versus what he was saying that he wanted in the offseason, it's a hell of a great move.
I think there's a lot of players that will take a discount to go to a winner.
Yeah, my question is in the NFC, who is the best all-around team right now in the NFC? It used to be San Francisco, and they're not the same team this year. So if I, in the back of my head, if I was Detroit, Minnesota, and stuff like that, who are we going to beat? Who do we have to beat to get to this next level? Like Detroit was up big against San Francisco last year and just lost that game. So I mean, who's the top team besides Minnesota that you're doing good? But beyond that, I mean, who do you got? You got Tampa. The She-Eagles don't look the same. So if I was Detroit, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'd be going out getting the best players now to play for this year and maybe a couple years ahead of time.
Tampa's number 2 in the division, by the way.
Well, Tampa should be number 1, by the way.
No, it's Falcons. What you mean?
Of course. That's a shocker. I think the Bears should be number one in the NFC too. You know, come on, man. Jesus Christ.
Look at the game.
Woody has a fair point though for all 4 teams in the NFC North, because we're all 4-2 or better, right? So everyone in the NFC North, besides looking at beating each other, when you look at the rest of the NFC, they're going, okay, how do we beat Kansas City in the Super Bowl? That's what they're all thinking on some level at this point. Where we are in the season. So Woody's got a point though. He's like, all 4 teams are potential buyers coming up during the trade deadline, and they're looking to, how do I get myself to the Super Bowl this year and next year if I can't do both, right? Like not just
I'm not thinking Super Bowl,
but I mean, like once you get to the playoffs, it's a possibility, right? So it's a thought. Like, well, who do I got to beat in the NFC besides the Packers, the Lions, and the Vikings? After my division rivals, who do I have to beat? Like, who's the team that I have to beat, and what am I lacking to beat them? All 4 teams got to be looking around the NFC going, well, we can compete with every team in the NFC right now.
Yep. I was going to say,
how do I make myself better?
Yeah, because the Niners have taken a huge step back. They're not the threat they were last year.
No.
So really, the NFC is wide open, dude, and that's why, to me, it makes absolutely even more sense for Detroit to make that move. Yeah. Like this is your window. The Niners are weak. Like you have a wide open path if you make that move. Well, I won't say wide open because the North is tough, but if you can get yourself into the playoffs and you have 2 really good pass rushers, things can happen.
Key. I think what.
Especially Kansas City in the Super Bowl, like the Raiders showed you last year, the Raiders didn't score an offensive touchdown, or they scored 1 offensive touchdown, and they still beat Kansas City in Kansas City. Why? Because they had 2 good pass rushers, and they used their pass rushers to keep Mahomes in check.
Who is this? Detroit you're talking about?
Formula. Yeah, that's the formula.
Well, you got to. Well, yeah, I mean, I know that it's a team sport, but you got to think they didn't have Kelsey or Chris Jones playing that game. And plus, it's week 1. It's still the preseason, and they barely beat them too. So I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Joe. I know what you're saying. I understand.
You beat them on Christmas. It wasn't week 1. It was like week 16 or 15.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Detroit. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were talking about
when the Raiders beat them, but the Raiders gave the league a blueprint on how to beat them. Like with no offense, like you can beat them with no offense. You just have to have an aggressive pass rush that doesn't allow Mahomes to run around in the pocket.
Well, Mahomes also needs his brother too, dancing, but he's not going to have him for a while. He's dancing in prison right now, but like I said, I mean, I think the NFC North, they have 17 wins combined with all the teams in the North. I'm not looking at the Super Bowl. I'm looking at least getting into the playoffs, and Bears are 4-2, but you got to think the mediocre of the teams that they're playing. The real question is that the last 6 to 8 weeks when we played a division. That's what I'll say. Hey, okay, Bears are for real. I'm actually going in to get my Caleb Williams tattoo right now, and we'll see how that goes.
So Woody, is that Caleb Williams tattoo going to cover up the Jaden Daniels one?
Oh my God! It should. You know what, Jaden Daniels, and yes, this is recorded show. Jaden Daniels was working out good. He's been, the last couple of weeks of making rookie mistakes, and with the Bears offensive line, that gives Caleb some time, and he's been throwing some dimes. But I hate to say this, but I'm glad that we got Caleb Williams and got rid of Fields. Did I say that? What the fuck?
Yeah,
I didn't hear that. Okay.
We need to take Woody in for some testing because he's obviously got some kind of sickness right now.
No, that was Joe talking that he wanted Justin Fields instead of Minshew. That's right. Oh, I got it. I understand.
You know what?
Hey,
To Woody's point,
Fields
though,
is still
to
better than
Woody's-
anybody we got right now. So I would
Well,
take
you know,
him.
hey,
I would take him to be honest.
and the Steelers are benching him. They're going with Russ.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't want us. They don't want to give us that pick. That's why. But I just read on ESPN that it's a possibility that Russell Wilson will start. It's still in the talkings, but I'm thinking it's all because of the pick.
I was gonna say it's a possibility too that a plane crashes and you got freaking rum raining from the sky. Don't mean it's gonna happen.
I don't like rum. I'd rather have Labatt's.
All over X, all over X, Steeler fans have went off about even the possibility of Russ start. Like, why would you move on from Fields? He's got like the 7th highest passer
Look at
rating
JB
right now.
Yeah, JB. Yeah, JB. I said it, JB. I'm sorry.
They want Fields to start. The fan base does. But you know, I agree with Woody. The problem for the Bears is we have one game before the deadline, and that's Washington.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's got to gear, and he's got to hold. If he thinks they can make a push, he's got to gear up before we start division play. The whole thing, well, Hassan Reddick's been sitting. It doesn't take these guys but a week or two to get spun up on defensive end.
Dude, well, even on the offense, just think McCaffrey. You know, he was reading the San Francisco playbook on the plane fucking ride over as soon as he got traded. So these guys learn quick.
Yeah, and as far as being in shape, I don't think Hassan Reddick's not in shape. It's just he has had field. The first week would probably be a little shaking some rust off, but by the second game, you know, you're probably getting what you think you're getting.
See,
I think Pittsburgh starting Russ would be the biggest mistake they could make, dude. Like,
they don't want to give us that pick. They're that selfish.
They're trying to protect that pick, Joe.
I get, yeah,
fuckers.
But that pick thing is if that's really the reason, that's stupid because Fields has been playing good for you. You're winning games, like you have a winning record. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but they're not.
They're like what 4-2 or 4-3.
What if Fields want to be re-signed also for all that money?
Yeah. So look, they're 4-2. Now you're going to start Russ, and Russ is going to dick the dog. So you're going to. How long are you going to stay with Russ? 2 or 3
Did you say?
Right?
Hey, I don't want to hear that dick with dog. Anything with pets, that's a kind of a law in here in Pennsylvania. You can't do that. So,
I think.
But yeah, Joe, I agree. Joe,
they had to make that a law.
Yeah, wow.
But Joe,
I think that's the law everywhere. But my point was, Russ is gonna fuck it up, right? He's gonna fuck up the chemistry that you have going. And then, so you're going to stick with him how long? 2-3 games? Okay, so you got 2-3 losses now. Now you have a losing record. Then you're going to go back to Fields, and it's like you could have just been winning the whole time. Like, and
really, that division, AFC North, is up for grabs. You believe it or not?
Exactly.
You know, Baltimore and yeah.
But Mike Collins never had a losing record, so I don't doubt him. But Russ is going to fuck it up.
I disagree. I don't think Russ is going to fuck it up. I think that's why they're trying. I mean,
No,
Fields ain't killing it, bro. He ain't killing it.
No.
Yeah, but I think Russ is going to do worse.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
thing
think
is,
he
though,
can do
you're
it.
winning.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I personally think
you
Russ
need
is
the
washed.
division. I mean, the thing is, you're winning, and you're winning your division too, right? At 4-2, you're winning. Why
4-2, right?
if you're winning? Go with the hot hand, and he's still the hot hand. He is your run game right now as well. I mean, Fields.
He had 2 rushing touchdowns last week.
Yeah, he's not killing it through the air, but then again, your offensive line isn't exactly protecting either. Yeah. So, I mean, now he's the better. I would say he's the better option for us, just for the fact that he can get out of the pocket and do things. Russ, 10 years ago maybe, not now.
Here, let me make an illustration for you. So before the Raiders benched Minshew last week, Minshew was 7th in the league in passing yards and in top 5 in completion percentage. And yet we were 2-3 and we were like looking like dog shit, right? So Fields, on the other hand, you're 4-2. His numbers aren't his numbers aren't up there, but they're winning games, and that's what's ultimately important. Like, I would rather have Fields game managing for the Raiders and be 4-2 than have Minshew being 7th in the league in passing yards, but we can't win a game. Like, So
and the other
for
thing
me,
is Fields,
it's an obvious call.
has Fields been throwing bad, interceptions? Has he been turning the ball over? He's been pretty clean overall, hasn't he?
He's 10-1, isn't he, or something like that?
He tore our ass up. I know that.
I know he beat us too.
That ain't hard this year, Joe. It's pretty easy to whoop up on the Raiders.
Wow.
I mean,
Just
he
saying,
would
Rob.
smoke out a
Just
win.
saying, Joe.
The no photo peanut gallery there.
And look at, we've been talking too, like Hassan Reddick going to an NFC North team. Look at, there are teams in the AFC who could go after Hassan Reddick as well. I mean, there's some other teams out there in the AFC that could use a Hassan Reddick right now. That would take the plunge. You're telling me, like, Kansas City being the opportunistic team they are, if they could find a way with their budget to do it, wouldn't do it? Of course they would. They're KC. So I mean, look at Hassan Reddick is one of those guys, like, he's available. There are going to be some teams that we're discounting right now who might go in on him. And with him being a long-term guy,
that's true.
It doesn't necessarily mean I need him. Like, dude, the Falcons could go in for him.
Well, well, the thing, about Kansas City though, but how did they say is Pachenko out? How long is he out for?
They put him on injured reserve. So
Definitely on injury reserve.
Yeah, at least.
Okay, I was gonna say, I think I because me and Ken were discussing this too, that that might be a good place for Herbert to go based on Pachenko's injury, and I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh, they're good. They got to run it back, bro. They don't need Herbert.
Who's that?
Hey,
Kansas City.
What's his name?
What do you got, a lair? Big fucking deal. They got a lair, and with Pachenko hurt. Come on, Rob. If you're gonna dive in, man, you gotta start talking about it, right, man. This motherfucker.
Why don't you go look, Woody? Why don't you go look? They got a running back there.
Okay. Hey, all the teams have a running back in the NFL. So what the fuck we need running backs for?
They have Kareem Hunt on the roster too.
Oh my God, Kareem Hunt. Oh my. Kareem Hunt. Oh my goodness.
Another team.
Kareem Hunt.
The Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Ken, you were thinking like me. I thought about it, but I didn't want to get made fun of, like Rob just said about the running back situation. So
I mean, Baltimore though. I mean, since Patrick Queen left, man, they have not recovered Patrick Queen leaving. Hassan Reddick kind of helps that out a little bit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know how much a defensive end is going to help a middle linebacker problem.
Yeah, true.
4-3, 3-4, 3-4, 3-4.
Okay, I don't know how an outside linebacker is going to help an inside linebacker problem.
4-3, 4-3, 4-3.
Ken, because they're not getting pressure on the quarterback, and Hassan Reddick, you would assume, helps them get more pressure on the quarterback in Baltimore. Their problem this year is they're not getting the pressure like they were last year since Queen left. Queen left, they stopped getting pressure. Hassan Reddick, you would think, would be better than what they've got going right now to achieve pressure on the quarterback. It would help that defense out.
Yeah.
Yes, I know they signed Kareem Hunt, but who the fuck is that? It's not the old Kareem Hunt that he was in Cleveland. Come on now.
He still shows flashes every now and again.
Yeah, he's flat. Yeah, so I would show flashes too sometimes, but the wrong flash.
That's why you're not allowed in public parks.
Absolutely. Especially with dogs, right? Right, Joe? With dogs, I can't be.
Yeah.
I already said that's a law everywhere.
Yeah, I know. No, Vegas only the state line. That's where it's legal. Yeah, I know.
Dallas needs to run.
But hey, Ken, everybody, Ken, I'll see you tonight. I'm going to get my Caleb Williams tattoo now. I'll see you tonight at 7. p.m. Eastern.
Central.
7.
7 Central. 8
No, it's.
Eastern.
I just want to see if he was listening because I didn't hear Ken talk in a while, and then it's going to snow because I didn't hear him talk in a while. But thanks for letting me on. I'll see you tonight. Come join us and hear me go off. So,
because Woody
right.
never has an opinion about anything.
On there, Woody.
What is it? Lower back, Woody. What is? I don't lower. Oh Jesus! Here we go.
Stamp. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, great. Yeah, lower back. Yeah, Caleb Williams is my tramp stamp. I got you. All right, gentlemen. I'll see you later. Have a good day.
Have a good day, Woody.
See you later.
Oh, the amount of tramp stamps that get flown around this group is ridiculous.
They must like trampy stamps, man. You got to be somebody to help somebody.
You know, I'm a fan of them too, but only when they're on women.
Right. Imagine walking, you see fucking Woody with Caleb Williams on his lower back.
Okay, Sarah's gonna tune in tonight the house just to see if Woody got it. I bet her first comment tonight. Woody, did you get your tramp stamp?
Oh Lord!
I'm back. Oh Lord! Oh Lord! Oh,
yeah.
So,
well, this has been one hell of a Tuesday.
I'm telling you,
no, it's Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Fuck.
It's Taco
Tuesday. What day are we on, Ken?
Hey, I don't gotta pay attention to the days of the week.
Yeah, what? Yeah, come on, Dom.
Hey,
Dom,
hey,
you
Dom,
should know better on this show.
Go to work?
Hey, Dom, you should know better on this show. You don't say, Ken, what day of the week is it? Because neither Ken knows.
Yeah, I know I made the mistake. I thought about it right after. I'm like, damn, they're gonna fucking blast me for it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, depending on which Ken you're talking about there, Isaac, that's always a real good assumption.
Yeah, that
90% of the time, it's all the time.
There you go, Dom.
Oh shit.
A-Dub with a rare zinger. Whoa,
yes!
A-Dub.
Oh my God, A-Dub, that's awesome.
A-Dub is always the calm, collected guy, right? He throws a zinger out there for Woody Day. Oh my God! Somebody screen that and send it to Woody. That never happened.
Yeah, there, Isaac. I did leave a darkness retreat every once in a while since Rogers is now playing for New York. Him and I get together and do as much ayahuasca as humanly possible.
Oh my God.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense now.
Well, in breaking news, there's been the breaking news while we've been on air today. That's surprising considering the last 2 days. Oh, well, the Titans
surprised,
2 hours ago. We talked about D-Hop a little bit. The Titans aren't looking to move off from D-Hop right now. But, I always like them to say, well, right now we're not looking to trade him. That means give it a week, and they might be looking to trade him. Because it's funny how the league works, right? We just had 2 wide receivers move out, and everyone's looking for wide receivers all of a sudden, right? So D-Hop, Buffalo could use D-Hop. Why not load up if they can?
I was gonna say for them it would make sense as a contender.
Keon, he goes from 1 to 3 in a week. I like Keon though; he's a good guy.
But we did have some breaking news come out right before the show that the Giants have lost their left tackle Andrew Thomas for the rest of the year.
Really?
Hey.
The woes for the Giants offensive line just keep coming. They finally get it to where, hey, we finally got somewhat of an offensive line and we can kind of protect Daniel Jones, and he's injured.
That's a stinker for them. Jesus.
Hey there, Matt. Jones isn't going to play. He's already going to be put on IR. Pay attention to all the rumors. Listen to it real well.
I know. Remember, Rob said he would. Oh, he's going to play. Remember? I didn't hear that, Rob.
You know that. How'd you know? Isaac?
The
I think that he
IRS is
can't because
monitoring
he
their
keeps.
bank accounts. That's how they know.
Well, yeah,
Oh
but
yeah,
that's
that's
the
true.
problem, though. He keeps trying to raid Dom's bank account, so he can never get enough money for a Kirko chain because Isaac keeps taking it all.
You can't be letting them know that, Ken. He worked for the
You know what,
IRS.
Sarah? I disagree with Sarah a little bit here. She goes, they're going to go from suck to really suck. Their defense is legit. Like, their defense is actually legit. They're going to keep them in games. If you look at this game last week, they were in that game the whole way through. That defense kept them alive. I mean, if they could just get a semblance of an offense, they might be. And we're talking NFC East here. I mean, if they get a semblance of an offense, they can win the East. I mean,
That's going to be the issue, though, is having some type of facsimile of an offense. Because while Thomas there was healthy, they were actually a decently mediocre offensive team. But holy shit, losing that left tackle, I don't know how they're going to be able to compensate for that with all the issues that they've constantly had at offensive line.
You just go get some second, third tier guys, and they'll work.
I was going to say, depending on your second and third tier guy.
Third tier? I don't know about third tiers.
Well,
Hey, it all depends on who you coach him from. That second and third tier might be a first tier somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true.
A-Dub has a good question. Between Devontae Adams and Amari Cooper, who is the most impactful player?
If Devontae and Rodgers can even get close to what their chemistry was, I'm going to go with that. But with them both being older, I'm going to have to probably honestly go with Amari Cooper just because of Josh Allen, the way he likes to fling that all over.
Nope.
I'm going to go with Devontae because, A, he's better. B, he already knows his quarterback. And C, he's not going to be the only guy now with the Jets. The Jets don't have two receivers to throw to.
Hey, they got
Buffalo,
three. Don't forget Rodgers, Buddy Lazard.
Okay, two really good guys, and another one who's just there. For the Bills,
he says.
For the Bills, though, Cooper is going to be impactful in the sense that he may draw away, like Keon, kind of shine a little bit more. But honestly, for me, it's Devontae. I think it's pretty close, though. I think Devontae's the better player. Situation-wise, though, Amari is going to help the Bills maybe a little bit more in a weird way, but I'm still going to go with Devontae. I have a gut feeling that says it's Devontae. The problem with Amari is this: so many drop passes. He's had so many drops that for the first week or two, it's like, well, prove you can actually catch the ball, dude. Devontae.
You don't drop passes.
Yeah, not really.
He didn't get the nickname Drop Vontae for no reason.
Wait, what'd you say? Drop Vontae?
Uh-huh.
That's his name?
Oh, yeah. His first 3 years, he couldn't catch shit. And now with the Raiders, you saw him making business decisions and not trying as hard to catch.
Business decisions. I like that term right there he used, Pierce.
I mean, both teams obviously got better. But Sarah's right. The Bills are contenders. The Jets, yeah, I mean, it's a good question A-Dub has. I mean, I will see, but I mean, the Jets will also look at their head coach situation. That affects it a little bit, but we know who's running that offense. It's Rodgers.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the head coaching thing doesn't matter to me there as much.
As long as their defensive coordinator can keep that defense playing at the level they had been, I don't worry too much about the offense. The direction of it. Now, if Aaron Rodgers at his age can execute it, that's a whole nother question. But he is a decent coordinator. Well,
You know what,
player
let me
coordinator.
Let me amend what I was saying. Let me know if you guys agree with this. Short term, I would say Devontae's more impactful. He doesn't have to learn much. The playbook's not as much of an issue for him because of his relationship with Rodgers. Long term, though, I mean, towards the end of the season, when Cooper's had time to settle in, knows the playbook, builds a rapport with Allen, then Amari could be the more impactful because the team is going to be in a better position than the Jets. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I think it all hinges on is if Rodgers and Adams can capture some of that magic they had in Green Bay. They don't even have to hit what they were used to in Green Bay. If they can get anywhere near it, that's going to massively improve that offense.
Ravens are a quandary to me sometimes, Sarah, because it doesn't seem I know it's not true, but it appears that they're not running much with King Henry, right? But they are. But it appears that they're not, though, at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like I would expect to be seeing more King Henry than I'm seeing, even though we're seeing it. I don't know. It's just one of those. You've got this expectation in your brain that he's going to run all the time, and he's not, but he's making huge, impactful runs nonetheless. You know, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I almost think they should be running more. And Josh, I'm saying that Adams is better than Cooper. But impact on the team, though, when they get near playoff time, Amari could be more impactful because of the way that team is. But I'm still hedging more towards Adams. Adams is by far the better receiver. By far the better receiver. It's not even close.
Well, sometimes the receiver, I'd say.
What now?
Was that Rob?
No, that was Josh. Fred, imagine how good Adams will be once Rodgers gets him hooked on ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Man, he must be giving them some real good shit because I don't know anybody that's ever get hooked on it.
Josh just said the Jets will now win the division thanks to Adams. Bold prediction.
I mean,
great receivers. I mean,
with the way they played Buffalo without him, they very well could once he's in town.
Yep.
Yes,
what did Roger say?
Sarah, my fantasy points with Henry is exactly what you mean. I'm just surprised we're not seeing more Henry time. That's just me.
I mean, he's leading the league with what, 704, right?
He's had some big runs. He peels off a big run here, a big run there, but they're not consistently pounding the ball with him. I think is more maybe we expected, but we're not getting. I'm not saying that he's not doing what he should be doing at all. I'm just saying that I think we all expected Baltimore to run a lot more with him, and they're not.
Yep.
Yeah. Could be saving him for later, though. He's at yeah. So how many more games he got? 10? Yeah, 10, 11. So, he's older too. So you don't want to wear and tear him down early in the season. At least if they were smart, that's what I would be thinking.
And on that last terrible take from an Atlanta Falcons fan who can't afford a chain. Enjoy your day, everyone. We'll see you on House Hall tonight. Have a good day.
Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Maniacs. The nightly podcasts are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 31